Waking up to the sound of a dead air home, counting the minutes till the 2026 morning comes. I reach for the dial to find a song I know, but the signal's been buried under 10 feet of snow. Your voice is a frequency I can't quite catch anymore, just a ghost of a vibration beneath the bedroom door. I'm tuning out the world just to hear a trace of the way you used to breathe in this empty space. The reception is fading, the antenna is bent. I'm living on the energy of the time we spent, but the airwaves are crowded with the life you lead now, and I'm just a listener who forgot to take a bow. And I'm caught in the haze of yesterday's static, a beautiful signal turned tragic and erratic. I'm searching for the old ways through the hiss and the blur, trying to remember exactly who we were. It's a long distance longing, a crackle in the wire, the cooling of the ash from a 2024 fire. I'm losing the station, I'm losing the light, just a lonely heart trapped in yesterday's static tonight. I found an old cassette with a label in your hand, songs for the road, but we never reached the land. I played it till the tape began to stretch and to thin, until the music was lost to the state I'm in. Every I love you is muffled by the years, a distorted symphony of salt and of tears. The modern world is digital, sharp and so clear, but I'd rather have the grainy ghost of having you here. It's the buzz in the speakers, the pop in the line, a slow motion robbery of everything mine. I'm fighting the interference, the move on and go, just to stay in the rhythm of the life I used to know. I'm caught in the haze of yesterday's static, a beautiful signal signal is dead. I'm turning off the radio and going to bed, but I still hear the hum, I still feel the numb, yesterday's static. Yeah, I can make mistakes, so double check responses. Porch light still humming, but the car is long gone. I'm standing in the kitchen in the gray of the dawn. Your keys are on the counter next to a half-finished tea, like you just stepped out for a second, but you didn't tell me. I checked the spare bedroom, and I checked behind the door. I'm looking for a shadow that doesn't live here anymore. The silence is a static, it's screaming in my ears as I try to map the distance of the coming lonely years. Did you hit the open highway with the windows rolled down? Are you just a nameless face in some neon-lit town? I went down to the river where we used to skip the stones, but the water's just a mirror for the things a person owns. I'm calling up your sister, and I'm calling every friend, hanging on the dial tone, waiting for the end. It's the not knowing that's the poison. It's the mystery that kills, like a ghost in the valley or a fog upon the hills. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you hide your heart? How'd you find the exit while I was playing my part? You left the book wide open, but you tore the pages out. Now I'm drowning in the maybe, and I'm choking on the doubt. Did you fly across the ocean? Did you just walk down the street? Is there a patch of solid ground beneath to the shadows and the snow. Baby, where'd you go? I'm searching every crowd. I'm whispering your secrets just to hear them spoken loud. But the world is getting bigger, and the trail is getting cold, and I'm holding on to stories that'll never be retold. I'm pacing through the hallway, avoiding every glass, afraid to see the ghost of the time I've let pass. I've replayed the breaker until the tape is thin, tracing every exit where I should have let you in. I'm sick of my own voice, sick of my own name, sick of finding brand new ways to distribute the blame. I've told the same story to everyone I know, until even my own shadow is begging me to let go. I'm a broken record in a house that's gone still, searching for a miracle in a little white pill. I wanna take a holiday from the person in my skin, 'cause I'm losing every forgotten how to smile. I tried to go out, tried to see some new faces, but I just ended up in all our old places, checking my reflection in the back of a spoon, waiting for the sun to give way to the moon. I'm bored of my sorrow, I'm bored of my grief. I'm a prisoner of a mind that offers no relief. I know every thought before it even arrives, like a dull set of needles or a handful of knives. Well, sorry, be kind to yourself, but I don't like the guy who looks in the mirror and starts to cry, who lets the mail pile up and the coffee go cold and clings to a hand that he's no longer allowed to hold. I'm over the drama, I'm over the ache, but I'm stuck with the heart that I let you break. Oh, I'm just so tired of myself tonight, tired of the struggle and tired of the fight, tired of the way I still look for your car and the way I keep picking at every old scar. I'm exhausted by the way I can't seem to move on, by the way I'm still reaching for you after you're gone. I'd give anything to be anyone else for a while, because I'm tired of the person who's forgotten how to smile. So tired of the phonies, so tired of the why, so tired of the way I'm still waiting to die, till the part of me that's tethered to you. I'm just tired. I'm so tired. Check responses. Watching the light hit the kitchen floor in the house where we don't have to speak anymore. There's a glass on the mantle, a gift from the start, holding the seconds of a breaking heart. I remember the beach where we gathered the grain back before 2026 brought the cold and the rain. Now it's all gathered in a narrow glass neck, and I'm just the witness of a slow motion wreck. One grain for the always, one the stay. One grain for the morning you walked away. It's a quiet avalanche, a silent descent, counting the cost of the time that we spent. And I'm watching the sanding, the hourglass fall, tracing the shadows that lean on the wall. I'm trying to catch it, to turn it around, but the weight of the minutes is pulling me down. Every crystal is a memory I can't quite hold, a story of silver that's turned into gold. I'm running out of future, I'm running out of us, watching the gold turn into the dust. They say that time is a healer of things, but I only feel the vibration it brings. The pile at the bottom is getting so high, a mountain of maybe in a valley of why. I used to think we had an ocean of days, now I'm just lost in a silicone haze. I reach for the glass just to give it a shake, but I'm terrified that's all it would take to break. It's the friction of longing, the gravity of grief, a permanent winter for a summer so brief. I'm staring at the hollow where the next used to be, while the 2026 clock keeps its eyes upon me. And I'm watching the sanding, the hourglass fall, tracing the shadows that lean on the wall. I'm trying to catch it, to turn it around, but the weight of the minutes is pulling me down. Every crystal You're no longer mine. I bought a ticket for the 10 a.m. tour to walk the halls of everything we were before. I'm the only visitor, the lights are dim low in this 2026 gallery of the people we used to know. Behind the velvet rope, there's the coat you used to wear, still holding the shape of you, still holding the straight hair. And under the glass, in a spotlight so cold, is the first letter you wrote me back before the fold. They say, don't touch the artifacts. They say, don't get too close to the fragile remains of the things I miss the most. But I'm the curator of the almost and the why, watching the history of us slowly go dry. And I'm wandering through the museum of us, among the golden memories turning into rust. Every exhibit is a room where we stood, built out of all ways that I wish that we could. It's a beautiful tomb, a high ceiling ache, full of every single promise we were destined to break. I'm the last one left to sweep up the dust in the lonely halls of the museum of us. In the West Wing, there's a statue of our final fight, frozen in the shadow of a mid-October night. I can see the jagged edges of the words that were said, carved into the granite of a cold, empty bed. And over in the corner, there's a silent screen, playing the home movies of the places we've been. I watch them on loop till the colors start to bleed, trading the truth for the version I need. It's a sacred kind of sorrow, a hollow kind of grace, tracing the marble lines of a phantom skin face. I'm checking the security, I'm locking every door, because I can't let the world see us anymore. And I'm wandering through the museum of us, among the golden memories turning into rust. Every exhibit is a room where we stood, built out of all ways that I wish that we could. It's a beautiful tomb, a high ceiling ache, full of every single promise we were destined to break. I'm the last one left to sweep up the dust The security guard is tapping on my shoulder, telling me it's closing time and the world is getting colder. I'll leave the keys on the counter. I'll walk out into the rain, leaving behind every piece of our pain. The Museum of Earth. Flip the page to January 2026 today, expecting all the ghosts of you to finally fade to gray. The numbers look so brand new, the paper is so white, but the ink is still the color of a final bitter night. I'm crossing out the Mondays like a prisoner in a cell, realizing that the passage of the time is just a spell. Oh, the calendar's a lie, it's just a paper wall that doesn't stop the memory from the 2024 fall. It says a year has passed since you walked out of the door, but I'm still standing in the wreckage on the kitchen floor. New days, new years, but the same old hollow cry. Don't believe the seasons, 'cause the calendar's a lie. Promises are forward, it promises are new, but every Tuesday morning is a ritual of you. I see the circled birthdays and the plans we never made, like flowers in a textbook that refuse to even fade. The world is celebrating while I'm staring at the sun, counting up the damage of a love that's never done. They say that time's a healer, that the clock will set me free, but the ticking is a hammer that is breaking down me. How can it be when the air is still the same, and the wind is still a whisper of the letters of your name? Oh, the calendar's a lie, it's just a paper wall that doesn't stop the memory from the 2024 fall. It says a year has passed since you walked out of the door, but I'm still standing in the wreckage on the kitchen floor. New days, new years, but the same old hollow cry. Don't believe the seasons, 'cause the calendar's a lie. Change the numbers, print the pages, but I'm still caught within the cages. January, February, calendar is lying. You're never gonna stay. The calendar flipped, but the frost didn't melt away. Just a thicker shade of shadow on this January day. I'm standing in the kitchen, watching my breath turn to mist, thinking of the 2026 dreams that no longer exist. The snow is piling up against the glass of the kitchen door, while I'm looking for the us that isn't living here anymore. Oh, the 2020s will of winter is the coldest I've ever known. A season made of iron and a heart turned into stone. There's a different kind of silence in the falling of the light, like the world just gave up trying to make the wrong things right. I'm shivering in the memory of the warmth we used to hold, lost in the 2026 winter, dying in the cold. Your tire tracks are buried under layers of the gray, like every promise that you made before you went away. The news is on the radio, talking about the record freeze, but they don't mention how the spirit starts to buckle at the knees. I'm burning your old letters just to keep the fingers warm, but there isn't enough paper to survive this kind of storm. They say the spring is coming, that the ice will eventually break, but they don't know the depth of a 2026 ache. It's a permanent solstice, a sun that refused to rise, reflected in the hollow of my tired winter eyes. Oh, the 2020 center is the coldest I've ever known. A season made of iron and a heart turned into stone. There's a different kind of silence in the falling of the light, like the world just gave up trying to make the wrong things right. I'm shivering in the memory of the warmth we used to hold, lost in the 2026 winter, dying in the cold. It's only January, but it feels like 100 years. The salt upon the driveway is the flavor of my tears. The 2026 winter, it's never gonna end. Just me and the north wind, my only remaining friend. He drew a map in kindergarten, a simple golden rule, that the shortest path to happiness was what they taught in school. They said A leads into B, and then you find your way to C. That love was just a forward motion, plain as it could be. So I walked the path you laid for me. I didn't look aside. I thought if I just kept the pace, I'd have nothing left to hide. But the road began to crumble, and the signpost started to fade. Now I'm standing in the wreckage of the promises we made. I followed every footprint, I stayed within the lines. I ignored the stormy weather and the cautionary signs. I thought the destination was a house upon a hill, but I'm just walking in a circle against my own will. That straight line was a lie we used to tell, a hollow bridge of ever after over a living hell. I thought we were moving forward, I thought we were getting near, but we were just spinning in the gravity of fear. There's no shortcut to the healing, no direct route to the fight, just a jagged, broken spiral that I'm forced to call mine. Yeah, they promised me a highway, but it's a labyrinth instead, because that straight line was a lie. And now the map is dead. I'm looking back at where we started, that summer by the lake. Every step felt like a victory, every choice we had to make. But time doesn't move in arrows, it moves in jagged waves, tearing up the garden beds and uncovering the graves. We didn't grow apart, we just spiraled out of sync, standing on a precipice, afraid to even blink. Now I'm checking my Now the map is dead. I'm just wandering now. No compass in my hand. Trying to learn to breathe in this trackless, shifting sand. The line was never straight. The end was never clear. I'm just a point on a circle, and you're no longer here. It was a lie. It was all a lie. I'm holding this glass rectangle up to the 2020 sun sky, searching for a reason or a better way to say goodbye. The bars at the top are just ghosts of what we had, turning every miss you into something cold and sad. I'm standing on the edge of a town that's gone dark, waiting for a flicker, waiting for a spark. Bet it's signal strength 0. Nothing's getting through in this dead zone of silence between me and you. I'm shouting at the satellites, I'm screaming at the wire, but the connection's been severed by a different kind of fire. The delivered on the screen, no typing in the air, just signal strength 0 and a ghost that isn't there. I remember when our frequency was perfectly in tune. Now I'm just a lonely tower beneath the winter moon. The data's all corrupted and the screen has gone to gray, watching every memory of us simply fade away. The world is hyperlinked, but I'm falling off the map, caught in the hollow of a long and lonely gap. Is it the weather, or is it just the truth that we wasted all the signal of our messy, honest youth? Now the air is empty and the battery is low, and I've got nowhere left disconnected, searching for a sign in the static and the shadow of a broken line. 0 bars, 0 hope, just the end of the rope. Signal strength 0.